Hey, this is Ronald Jefferson. Just wanted to cover a topic I got off of RaptureReady.com. It's about Iran and their, well, not their, Shia Islam's um, end time savior, the Mahdi. And I'm going to start off with a Wikipedia definition of what the Mahdi is. Now, once again, I don't think Wikipedia is an all go-to source, but it is a good place for some direction to go deeper and do real research. Because no, Wikipedia is not real research, but it's just good for what I do. So the Mahdi, Al Mahdi, meaning the guided one, is an eschatological redeemer of Islam who, according to some Islamic traditions, will appear and rule for 5, 7, 9, or 19 years, according to different interpretations, before the day of judgment, meaning the day of resurrection, and rid the world of evil. There is no direct reference to the Mahdi in the Quran, only the Hadith, the reports and traditions of Muhammad's teachings collected after his death. In most traditions, the Mahdi will arrive with Isa, who is Jesus, to defeat Al-Masih ad-Dajjal, the false Messiah or Antichrist. Although the concept of a Mahdi is not an essential doctrine in Sunni Islam, it is popular among both Sunni and Shia Muslims. Both agree that he will rule over Muslims and establish justice. However, they differ extensively on his attributes and status. And one of the first things I ran into when I became a Christian was this whole Mahdi thing. And you should really do your research. There's some books written on him. I forgot this one very popular dude name. I know his name's Joel or Joel something. He really wrote a couple books on the Mahdi. And, I kind of believe the Mahdi could be the Antichrist. Especially the way that Islam likes to chop people's heads off. If you look at the fifth seal of the book of Revelations, those martyrs were specifically beheaded because of their testimony of Christ. And if there's one religion on earth that beheads, it is Islam. They behead, they're very Old Testament, even in today's society, which Jesus and God, knowing that this time was coming, decided 2,000 years ago that the Old Testament, which was really just to keep things lawful and in order, would not suffice in these times, and that a more better pathway to make man perfect, not just orderly or just orderly in the eyes of God, but perfect and righteous in the eyes of God. That's where Christianity came, which is way more civil than even the Old Testament, which is pretty brutal. It can be very brutal. So let's get to the article. Understanding Iran's End Times Eschatology, the Mahdi and the Mosque. For the first time ever, a blood red flag is being flown over the famous Jam Quran Mosque in the Iranian holy city of Qom. And as I will explain below, the fact that this mosque is directly associated with the Mahdi makes this symbolic gesture doubly significant. This is prophecynewswatch.com. The hoisting of this flag was broadcast on Iranian state television, and it was obviously intended to send a message to Shiites all over the globe. So precisely, what was that message? Maybe jihad. Get ready for jihad. Because that's what I think the Mahdi's going to do, leave a worldwide jihad. If he even comes. There's also this whole Maitreya thing. And Maitreya, I call him the all-Messiah. Because he claims to be the Messiah of every faith. And he could very well claim to be the Mahdi. So this Maitreya comes, or this Mahdi, well, we are being told that according to Shia tradition, a red flag represents both blood spilled unjustly and a call for revenge. Red flags in Shia tradition symbolize both blood spilled unjustly and serve as a call to avenge a person who is slain. Even though I heard that guy was pretty bad they killed. I heard he was a real maniac, a psychopath. So, Even though I think the people should deal with him, but then they got to fight the armies who support the dictator, which I do not get that. Why do the men fight and support the dictator? Why would you support Nero or Caligula? Why would you support somebody like that? We're all going to turn against you. You're one person who is nothing without this army. It is the first time in history that the flag has been hoisted on top of the Jam Quran Mosque in the Iranian city, and comes after warnings of harsh retaliation against the U.S. The first time in history. You know, Iran is Persia. Yeah, this is Persia. Iran is Persia. It was called Persia up till the last centuries, like the 1930s. That's the Persians. Those are the people of Cyrus the Great. You know, those are the Persians. Red flags have also been spotted flying at anti-U.S. demonstrations in Tehran over the past few days. Clearly, the Iranians want blood. They will never, ever forgive us for killing the killing of Qasem Soleimani, and their fate requires that he be avenged. There is also a message inscribed on the blood red flag that is now flying above the Jam Quran Mosque, and apparently it is a reference to the death of the grandson of Muhammad. The flag, inscribed with the words, "Those who want to avenge the blood of Hussein," was hoisted above the mosque shrine for what local reports claim was the first time in history, according to the Daily Mail. The grandson of Muhammad, Hussein, was decapitated in AD 680 during the Second Islamic Civil War, when Muslims were fighting over who was the proper successor to their prophet. The act was met with bloody retaliation from Muslims who considered Hussein's death unjust and sought to avenge him. Obviously, the Iranians are viewing this as something much bigger than simply extracting sufficient revenge for the death of a deeply loved national leader. I heard from Iranians this dude was a complete maniac. A deeply loved national leader. That's what I mean. They're just saying what the people, what some people are referring to this man as. You know? Whoa. Rather, they seem to be using this moment as a call to wage jihad against all of the enemies of Shiite Islam. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if this Mahdi does show up, man, it's on for the world. Because Muslims are everywhere. They're going to be so inspired. Especially if he comes with supernatural power. You know, it's real, like, you know, the Antichrist comes with every sign, miracle, and false wonder Satan can throw. And as I mentioned above, the fact that this flag was raised over this particular mosque is a very big deal. Read a little bit more. We have 7 minutes. The Jama Quran Mosque is considered to be one of the holiest sites in Shiite Islam, and it is also associated with the future reappearance of the Mahdi. In fact, as the flag was being hoisted, there was a direct reference to the Mahdi. As the flag was raised in Qom, the mosque speakers called, "O Allah, hasten your custodian reappearance," a reference to the end times reappearance of the Mahdi. In Iran today, most of the national leaders believe in the 12th Imam. Muhammad al-Mahdi was born in Iraq in 869 and never died. Just before Judgment Day, the Mahdi is supposed to reappear along with Jesus. Come on, dude. And you know Jesus is supposed to be subservient to the Mahdi, making Christianity below Islam. During a time of war and chaos, World War III maybe, to bring peace to the world and establish Islam as a ruling faith across the globe. Yeah. Jesus is supposed to be subservient and deny the cross, say that Islam is the true path to God, all that stuff, man. Like, imagine fallen angels doing that. Because we thinking aliens, we thinking Horus, Zeus, Jupiter, they could come down as the whole Islamic thing. They can do anything. They can come down on some Jehovah's Witness stuff. They can come down on some Christian stuff saying they're the second coming of Christ, and Satan could be posing as Jesus' second coming. It is also commonly believed that the Mahdi is coming very soon, and so that explains why so many top Iranians seem to relish the thought that war could be coming. They need war to come first in order for the Mahdi to appear, and since the Mahdi is supposed to return during the coming apocalyptic war and establish Shiite Islam as the faith of the entire planet, like I just said, they aren't exactly too concerned about the threats that President Trump is making. And on that, I want to leave. I want to be done. So what do you think about the whole Mahdi? You need to do some research. If you're a Christian, Do your research into the Mahdi. That's Mahdi. It's pronounced Mahdi though. It's a specific Shia Islam belief, but Sunnis believe in it too. And he will be like the Pope of Islam. Like they have a name for it. I forgot the name. Caliphate. He would establish a worldwide caliphate for Islam. And he might not be coming. This is just a speculation, but this is what the Shiite Muslims believe. So what do you think? Comment, like, share, and subscribe. This is Ronald Jefferson, and I'm out. My son's here with me right now. He's been here with me all weekend playing video games with me. I don't really go nowhere, but his mom takes him places. I need to get out with him more, though. So just wanted to throw that in there. Y'all have a good day. Bye.